Welcome to another episode of Can You Reach That?
Can you reach that?
So, Mr. Coop.
Yes, sir.
So, you're familiar with spelling things phonetically, the way it sounds. You know, a lot of people use that in instances where they need. Well, we know one major high-profile person that uses that because he can't read. But it's a thing people do. You know,
Right.
it helps with learning to a certain degree. So,
Yeah.
You know, you start off learning to write by sounding things out, right?
Yeah, hooked on phonics worked for me.
Did it? Why are you still spelling hooked? Hookt.
It says hooked on phonics, not spelling on phonics.
Oh, got you. Bet. Well, the crazy thing about spelling phonetically is why isn't the word phonetic spelled the way it sounds?
Right, because how can you spell something phonetically and it's not spelled phonetically?
Right.
Wow.
Like you'd almost think that phonetically, like you'd almost think that word would be
It would be spelled the way
how
it sounds. Yeah.
because just describing its own purpose.
English language is a funny thing.
It's what I was like, the whole point of spelling things phonetically is to spell it how it sounds, but the word phonetically is not spelled how it sounds.
Yeah, why doesn't it start with an F?
So, yeah. So
F-O-N-E-T, netically. Does it start with phone? P-H-O-N-E-T-I-C-A-L-L-Y?
Yeah. Yep. P-H-O-N-E-T-I-C, phonetic.
It's crazy how PH and F make the same sound.
Yeah, well, I don't know who.
Elephant.
Do they actually make the same sound, or we just say that it does?
Well, PH PH gives you a F. PH is the F.
But that's the thing, is like that's what
Fa la 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 is actually spelled P-H-A.
But see, we're taught that the PH has a F sound.
Right. Maybe it's just P.
Paha. Pahone.
It's a Ella Pahant.
Call me on my pahone.
On your pone. You can
Call me on my pahone.
Can you reach that? You see that? Let's talk about it. That.
Believe that.
Let the people know that we see that.
And what they want to know.
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
And now your host, Tango and Coop.
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
Call me on my cell phone.
Well, I guess speaking of phonetics or phonetics
The phonetics.
and weird sounds, do you remember this sound?
Is this some new dubstep? Like what?
It might be, but in fact, it is the dial-up noise, commonly known and recognized as the AOL dial-up. In case you're still using it, just so you know, AOL has announced that dial-up services are going to end as of September 30th.
Oh no.
Wah, wah, wah,
However, will I download my music off LimeWire?
Well, the thing is dial-up, although not invented by AOL, it was most popularized by it, right?
Yeah.
AOL started in like the late 80s, I believe, and they've had their run, but as of late, their customer base, their household base, is 0.1% of America.
I mean,
It's
kudos to them for being able to stick around this long, because who the heck is still using dial-up?
Who the heck is still using AOL, even if with dial-up or not?
Right.
But apparently, like 0.1% of customers are still using AOL dial-up. Kudos for them to still being able to hold on to 0.1% of America, because
Right.
yeah, like you said, I'd figure at this point, those people probably have a cell phone. Their hotspot's probably quicker.
I would think so. Or maybe they're out in the boonies.
That's got to be it.
Maybe this is how people in the woods get their internet.
So time to switch to satellite,
Hang up the phone. I'm trying to download a song.
right? It's taking me 4 days, and you just picked up the phone and ruined it.
Ruined it all. I got to start all over again.
So
funny.
yeah, I mean, I saw that story and I was like, wow, I had no idea AOL was still around, let alone dial-up. I didn't even know AOL was still a thing.
I knew AOL was out. I know people that still have a @AOL email address. So
I almost want to say that that's sad.
no, that's classic. That's old school. That's retro.
I got a throwback email.
Yeah, for real.
I got
I've
I got a Hotmail.
I'm so old. I got a .AOL.
I got a Hotmail account.
Yeah, you know. come out with an Angel Fire, like
Angel Fire, Geosites.
Geosites. Yeah, man. Like you're really showing your age if you got the @AOL email address.
Yeah, I don't know anybody. I don't think with an AOL that I can think of offhand at least.
Very small handful of people. But I mean, it's crazy to think that we've been around so long that we can actually have our name without any numbers behind it as an email address. Like,
Right.
I've got the first email address.
Right. It's nuts, man. And I mean, imagine those people. I mean, they're not. If you're on dial-up, you're not streaming music. I mean, I'm sorry, you're just not. You're not streaming anything.
Yeah.
You're
barely. I mean, I don't even know how you navigate the internet on dial-up because all these pages now are so data heavy.
You click your page, you go make your lunch, you pour a cup of coffee, you come back and it's about half loaded.
That's how it used to be back in the day.
So.
And now if a page takes more than half a second to load, I'm like, what's going on with this thing?
Yeah, don't let it have a little bit of flash on there or something. You just might as well just move on to the next.
Trying to load up a MySpace with a top 16 and a song on the page? Man.
I feel like if you were on dial-up when MySpace around, you were still way behind. Because, I mean, I had cable internet at that point.
When MySpace was first out?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was behind the times.
You was dialing it up?
I was dialing it up.
Hey.
Had to have the separate line and everything.
Well, streaming, I thought it was interesting. I saw, Tupac's All Eyes on Me album.
All Eyes on Me.
Reached 3.9 billion streams on Spotify as an album. That's all the songs.
3.9
and it is a double album.
Billion. That's impressive.
That's crazy. Almost 4 billion streams.
That's wild. That's a lot. That's a lot of streams.
And when you think about the fact that album is, I mean, there's no such thing as RIAA certified 2 times diamond. There's no such thing. It's just once you sell 10 million and up, it's diamond.
Yeah.
But it's sold over 24 million units.
Right.
So technically, if you wanted to call it 2 times diamond, it is. But I mean, for a double album, and that's units, that's physical units for the most part.
Right.
So that's an insane number. But that album, thinking back, I mean, the track listing, Ambitions of a Ride, California Love, How Do You Want It, Only God Can Judge Me.
The first disc, we're talking about All Eyes on Me,
Got my mind made up.
First disc was dope, but a lot of my favorites were off the second disc.
Second disc, yeah.
Yeah, Check Out Time, Picture Me Rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shorty Wanna Be a Thug.
Shorty Wanna Be a Thug.
Thug Passion.
Said it's gonna.
I mean,
not the Thug Passion.
And
New Drink.
New Drink. and then the title track was on the All Eyes on Me was on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Picture Me Rolling.
Picture Me Rolling.
So that album has so many songs. So like the fact that it is doing that well is not surprising because all those songs I'm sure are on people's playlists.
That was a classic. Like Pac's put out a lot of great music, a lot of great albums, but All Eyes on Me was, I mean, that's a no skip album.
It is, and it's a no skip double album.
No skip double album, and that's unheard of.
Which is crazy. That's a double album.
Very few albums that can pull that off. Like I love Nate Dogg to death, but his double album didn't do it for me.
He had some tracks on it.
He did have some tracks, but it wasn't.
I think his Music and Me album was better.
Music and Me
was
top tier. That's got to be
for me. That's almost no skips.
Yeah.
I mean, because I like that album. Period.
For me, that's Nate Dogg's #1 album.
Yeah.
Music and Me. I vibe so hard with that album.
But the flip side is Never Leave Me Alone.
Never Leave Me Alone.
That is classic.
Yeah,
that's classicness off that first album, though.
Music. I mean, I almost want to say he's better on somebody else's song than he is on his own song. Like Nate Dogg on a hook is.
Yeah.
I can't find one bad song with Nate Dogg on a hook.
Yeah.
But when I think about his double disc album.
Well, one of the songs that comes to mind when people start talking about Nate Dogg on a hook and making a song is This Is Where I Wanna Be. That song.
Right Here With My Love.
That was like a summer anthem.
Yeah, it was.
So
yeah. That G-Funk, man. Can't be mad at it.
Classic Nick. But yeah, the fact that All Eyes on Me being a double album was that solid of an album is just it's unheard of. I mean, there's been quite a few double albums out.
Yeah.
Tupac has a couple. I mean,
he put out a couple doubles. I mean, posthumously.
Right.
Yeah, that was
like the Are You Still Down album.
Great album.
So that album went 4 times platinum in 20 days. Like when you think about the speed of that, I mean, I know that one was a compilation of some new unreleased songs with some greatest hits
songs, yeah.
But that album released November 25th, 1997, and by December 15th, 1997, 20 days later, it was RIAA certified 4 times platinum.
And this is in the era of physical media.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So
that
it's-
means people were actually out buying
that that double disc
yeah.
album.
It ain't like you can buy streams now. Like people, I mean, you could have bought the albums back then, but
And that's where you got I love that song, Are You Still Down? But not to be confused with the John B version, which was on John B's album,
yeah,
which was also fire.
and that's the one I think of when I think of. Are You
It's
Still
probably
Down?
more popular as far as the versions of the songs.
Yeah.
But Tupac's version was dope in its own right. But
Right.
that's also the album that brought you Do for Love.
What you won't do.
So-
great song. And the
Yeah.
music video that they made for that one.
The animation, and all that.
animation?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
dope. Yeah,
That was a good one.
and that had various versions of animation too. There was different styles that kind of morphed in. I remember that one. That was a good album.
Right. Just Like Daddy was another good one.
Yeah.
Just Like Daddy, come on.
So that
Yeah.
the fact that went 4 times platinum in 20 days is just
Yeah, that's a feat that many people can't even touch. You know, like we talk about how great Beyonce is and, you know, all these other artists out there
right.
to sell that many album in 20, like less than a month. That's not even 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's not even 3 weeks.
20 days, you're 4 times platinum. That's 4 million copies just right there.
Yeah.
So, but and then going back to All Eyes on Me, being the fact that it's sold 20 million, or I think it's at 24, 25
20
now.
plus,
but,
yeah.
but the fact that it's gone diamond twice, I know there's no such recognition, but every 10
Every
million
10 million is a diamond, yeah.
But when you think about that for a hip hop act, and that was in the late 90s,
Right. Still a emerging genre of music.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just crazy. Now, it's definitely one of the top most sold albums, but it's crazy that I want to say but it pales in comparison by the most sold.
Right.
But it's not hip hop; it's a different genre. But Michael Jackson's Thriller has sold over 70 million worldwide. So that one, if you wanted to call it, would be over 7 times diamond.
7 times platinum.
Diamond.
Diamond, I mean,
Yeah,
lucky number
so-
7.
But you look at Michael Jackson and his world status, it's not surprising. Physical copies, it's not surprising
Yeah.
that it sold over 70
Because
million.
he's a worldwide superstar.
He couldn't go anywhere,
yeah.
and I'm sure Tupac was pretty close to that. I mean, he was pretty well known, but
Not like Michael Jackson.
he wasn't quite the Michael Jackson level.
I mean, there's
but
only,
20 million is crazy impressive.
Yeah, there's only a few people that I would not even at the Michael Jackson level, but like close to it.
though. Right.
And
Based on like eras. I mean,
yeah,
you got to put like, I guess, a Taylor Swift.
because you said Eras too, ironically, and she had her Eras tour. But yeah, Taylor Swift is one that I feel is up there with Michael Jackson, not on his level, but you know.
Recognizability and
Right.
popularity.
And then
Beyonce. You're right.
probably another one.
Right.
And I'm trying to think of any male artist that could hold a candle like that. And first name that comes to mind is Snoop, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like he pulls the numbers. But like as far as notoriety goes, like
Just
everybody knows Snoop.
Like knowing who Snoop is. Yeah.
Everybody knows Snoop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like there's it ain't like nobody can hold a candle to Michael Jackson. That boy you just see his face through a window and people were fainting.
Behind a blanket or a mat, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah.
They were just passing out left and right.
There was no disguise.
Right.
So,
I mean, I don't see nobody with that kind of influence in
Right.
these days, in this
it was
day and age.
I mean, he was at the status that he couldn't go anywhere, so he brought everything to himself. He had an amusement park on his
Right.
premises,
Right.
on his house.
Right.
I mean, this dude had Ferris wheels and merry-go-rounds, and
Llamas
he had a zoo. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he had to bring the outside world in.
to him, yeah,
Because he couldn't
go
go.
outside. Yeah,
So-
everything was shut down.
Yeah, so
Everything
there's
was shut
there's
down.
not many people, yeah, like you said, that have that status.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, like I know a Jay-Z can shut an area down.
For sure.
Beyonce, Taylor Swift, like, but I don't think they could do it to the level that Mike could.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot, like you said, a lot of artists, and Eminem's coming to mind too. Like there's a lot of artists like that. They can sell out, they can shut down, they can do all this stuff, but is it
Michael Jackson
Michael
level
Jackson
status?
level?
Yeah.
And I don't think we've got anybody at this stage.
Nah. What do you guys think? Is there somebody that can rival Michael Jackson for the top most well-known musical artist?
I mean, when Michael Jackson died, the whole planet got quiet.
everything shut down.
they were showing worldwide people were mourning. Like there was gatherings like
Yeah.
in countries that you wouldn't
Even know.
expect.
Yeah.
So
They had to turn on their dial-up so they can.
right. So, but yeah, that status is like crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
It is crazy.
That's super wild.
But yeah, I mean, and there's been other artists, you know, going back to the double disc thing. There's been plenty of artists who've had double discs, but they just can't come close to what Pac sold. I mean, obviously Biggie, Life After Death.
Yeah, that was a good.
I'm not sure what the sales numbers are on that, but it has to be. I'm sure it's diamond
Biggie went platinum.
for sure. But
He did go
I feel
platinum.
like it might have sold 10, so it might be diamond. But you know, you E40's had some double albums.
E40's put out a lot of music.
DMX's album was a double, but I
DMX
think
did a double.
you know, but I think
Outkast did a double.
Outkast, oh yeah, Speaker Box Double Below.
What's unique about their double is it was basically 2 singles put together.
Well, yeah, it was two
'Cause-
solo albums.
Yeah, because Big Boy had his album.
Yeah,
3000 had his album.
they featured on each other's, but
Right.
it was mostly
But
basically
it
their
wasn't
albums,
like it wasn't like an Outkast double album,
So,
which was
but it was called an Outkast.
It wasn't an
But yeah.
Outkast double album, but I mean
But it was a unique premise because you haven't seen no group. It's not like you saw Tribe come out with a 4-disc set and it was
right.
each
Artist had its own.
which would have been
album.
dope. I would have bought it.
Yeah, that's like if Redman and Method Man did a double disc together, and you have a Redman album and a Method Man album.
But technically, they're not a group.
Technically, but
Even though their chemistry is
they-
unmatched.
look, Blackout, they're a group to me.
Right.
Redman
for
and
sure.
Method, they're the mans.
Right. The mans.
The mans.
The
Yeah,
mans. The mans in them.
The mans in them.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's been quite a few. Wu-Tang had a double
Tank
album.
Forever did their double. Yeah.
There's
Scarface.
Oh yeah.
Scarface's
Faces.
album.
Yeah.
double.
That album was when I first got introduced to Devin the Dude.
Man, shout out to Devin the Dude.
So
My favorite Devin the Dude song is "What a Job." What a job this is.
he's got a few, but one of them that I like just because of its creativity and it's kind of funny too was Nalgas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Bro was different. That's what I loved about him. He was different.
Bonitas, tú tienes el grande nalgas. Yeah. The way he did it was dope. It was dope.
Yeah.
But no, that album, that album he had, I think that was, which album was that on? I can't remember.
I can't remember which one that was on.
So,
Early Devin though.
something. What was? I'm having a brain fart. I suck at titles, man. But like something flying.
I don't know.
I can't remember. But yeah, that album was.
Let
dope.
us know. Help us out if you remember the name of the album. Help us out.
We can
About to look it up.
We can look it up live and direct.
While you're looking that up, I'm thinking of another double disc album, Jay-Z's Blueprint 2. Not as good as the first Blueprint,
Right.
but it is a double disc worth mentioning.
I agree. I mean, that was the landing gear. That's what it was called.
Landing
Devin
Gear.
the Dude landing gear, and I knew it had something to do with flying.
Yeah.
But such a great album. I think it was fairly slept on, but it was a good album. But no, yeah, Jay-Z Blueprint.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Diplomatic immunity. And that's that I give that one an honorable mention. I'm not putting that, in the top
right.
of the list. I give that one an honorable mention mainly because at the time, like the Diplomats, the Dipset, like they had a vibe, they had a whole movement,
Right.
Cameron, Jewels, and the likes of them, and them, Cameron, Jewels, and them.
Yeah, I mean, the double disc, there was a point, I think 8 Ball MJG had a double album.
They did a double, yeah.
There was a lot of double albums that came out around that time. I'm not going to say Tupac kicked it off, but I know around that time and a few years after, there was quite a few that kind of like, all of a sudden people was just dropping double albums.
Yeah.
It was like I think it was a sales tactic too.
You're right.
So,
right.
No, it was good. I did see a thing where they were talking about the Mount Rushmore of double albums. We've actually mentioned all 4 that they had, and I to be honest with you, I can't disagree with their list.
What was the 4 on the list?
In the number 1 spot was All Eyes on Me, which I feel like how can you dispute that?
Right.
Number 2 was also Biggie, Life After Death, which we mentioned, and I think
Great album.
another solid 10 Crack Commandments, and yeah, I mean that had
Bring some weed. I got a story to tell. I love that song.
Yep.
I love that song. I love that beat.
Nasty Boy.
Did you hear the story about the beat on I Got a Story to Tell? How they tried. It was originally going to be a sample, and I can't remember the name of the original song, but it was originally supposed to be a sample that they couldn't get cleared. So they had to do a reprise of it, and that's how they ended up with the beat for I Got a Story to
So
Tell
like they did their own interpretation.
of what the sample was. Yeah,
That's good too, because when you full on sample, the owner can take pretty much everything if they
as
want.
much as they
I
want.
mean, but if
Ask Diddy about his
Right.
every breath you
Right,
take.
right.
Missing You. Ask Diddy about Missing You.
yeah, because Sting gets all of that.
Sting gets all of that.
So Sting was like, "I'm retiring now."
Yeah.
But no, yeah.
Thanks, Diddy.
If you do an interpretation and you replay it in your own kind of way, and it's interpretation,
Yeah.
they still get their little thing, but it's you're getting more money,
Right.
Because it's your interpretation of
Yeah.
it. So
who's another one that tried to pull that off? Vanilla Ice.
there's a lot of. I mean, even I think even Mustard said that on tracks. Like he's like, "Nah, I don't sample."
Yeah.
He was like, "I'll just do a version of it myself."
Nah, see, there goes doom 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 doo doo doom doom, and
Right.
mine goes doom 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 doom.
Yeah, you got that extra note.
Yeah, funny stuff.
But yeah, so Tupac, All Eyes on Me, Biggie, Life After Death. Then they had Wu-Tang Forever, and lastly they had Outkast, Love Below, Speaker Box. Which for double albums all the way across that board, I
Yeah,
can't dispute that. I feel like that's solid.
That's a solid.
It's not a huge list to choose from.
Yeah, there's not a
but
lot of doubles.
Those are definitely the four that I'd probably come up with as well.
Yeah,
So I know we named a few extras, but as far as what they were, I think these are the four.
yeah. Did DMX do a double?
He did, but I think his second disc was a bonus disc that compiled of other Def Jam artists, and that was also where LL dropped the
Yeah, his
rebuttal to
Cannabis.
Cannabis, yeah,
yeah. I remember that.
Jack the Ripper 2 or Ripper Strikes Back.
Right.
So, yeah, so I mean, double albums are they're far and few between, but there's enough of them. I think you can compile a list. I think that's a solid
Yeah.
list, and I think All Eyes on Me definitely is the top tier. I think
I agree.
it is the
And I feel like that's a dying, dare I call it, art. I mean, that's probably not even the right
well,
word
because you
for
don't
it, but
you don't have to do a double disc. You can, because it's streaming, right? So there's no capacity. So you can literally just say, I'm putting 100 songs on this album, and then you drop it, and it's 100 album. It's a 100 song album, because it's just data.
But I mean, like, who's putting out that many songs at a time? You know.
So
Like,
right, and that's why most albums, are smaller now. 5, you've seen albums that are like 6 to 8 songs, 10 songs.
right.
But you do have those occasionals that come on. There's 20 something songs on there.
Right.
It just kind
Right.
of depends on the artist.
Yes, it's a trip how it changes over time because like 12 to 15 songs, roughly 4 to 5 minutes each.
Yeah.
Like was the standard back in the day.
And if you saw something that had like 20, it was like, oh man. But then you realize that like 5 or 6 of those were like interludes or skits.
Right.
But it was still like it made the album flow.
Yeah.
So you was when you listen to it in order, it was what it is. But now since everything is single based,
Yeah.
you might drop a 20 song album, but your streams is hitting on like 1 or 2 of your singles, and that's about it.
And that's it.
So,
Yeah.
So
It's interesting. It's different.
you can pick and choose now.
Crazy how the whole game has changed now.
I mean, theoretically, you could come up with a 20-song album and release all 20 songs individually as singles, and you might even do better than
Yeah.
releasing it as an album.
It's like chopping up a car,
Right.
Selling it in
Selling
parts
it for
versus the
parts.
whole car. Yeah.
So, indeed. So,
And I mean, it's real feasible to do now with the way the industry is set up. So
it's all data.
yeah. And you can even, like you said, you might even be more successful because you can garner more attention as you're dropping them one at a time.
Yeah, you drop a song this week, and you let 2 weeks, 3 weeks go by, you drop another song. A
Yeah.
couple weeks later, drop another, and just do that for like the whole year.
Yeah.
Spread it out for the whole year.
Yeah.
You could drop 20, 30 songs.
Give people time to ingest it and listen to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, be an interesting tactic.
There we go. Let's see who does it. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I released the album. When did it come out? It came out the whole year of 2026. What do you mean the whole year? Well, each song came out.
Yeah.
I had one song or 2 songs a month.
Every 3 weeks I put out a song.
Yeah, two songs a month. It's a 24-track album.
Yeah.
That's crazy though.
That'll be crazy. But I can see it happening, And there are, because I've seen people do it with like YouTube,
Yeah,
putting out content. Lil Dicky, when he first came out, I believe he had like preloaded 6 months worth of content
yeah,
and then slowly released it over time
Yep.
to help get that buzz going
yeah. You
versus putting it all out at
it
once.
gets all ingested and it gains its virality.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Virality?
Virality,
Virality?
viralness.
Yeah.
It gets popular.
All works. All of them work.
So
If it's not, we just coined a new word. Webster, hit us up. We got a word to put in a dictionary. Virality.
were you a fan of Spaceballs?
That's a lot of balls. Mel Brooks, right?
Mel Brooks.
I was about to say Mel Gibson. I'm like, nah, that's wrong.
That's the wrong Mel.
Wrong Mel.
Completely wrong Mel.
That's the Passion of the Christ smell, not
Right.
not the Spaceballs smell.
So there's talks of a sequel,
Spaceballs 2,
Spaceballs 2.
the search for more money.
Mo money, mo problems. But yeah,
Man.
I love the fact that they've got Rick Moranis coming back as Dark Helmet, because Rick Moranis is kind of like retired.
Yeah, we haven't
You
seen
know,
him in a long time.
I want to say the last thing
we
was
haven't
like
seen him.
Honey, I Shrunk
I was
Something.
gonna say we haven't seen him
or
since he
Blew
got
Up
shrunk.
So
Since he shrunk the
Bill,
kids.
Bill Pullman's back as Lone Star, and Mel Brooks said he's going to be Yogurt again. So, AKA the Yoda character
Yeah,
called
yeah.
Yogurt, for those who don't know. But Keke Palmer has been signed on to join the cast. Not sure
Nice.
what she's going to do, and I'm sure there's going to be some other new additions that get announced along the way.
Yeah.
So, kind of curious the angle that they're going to go at. Are they going to kind of make fun of some Mandalorian parodies and all these spin-offs?
right now it'll be interesting to see. Josh Gad's supposed to be in it also.
Interesting.
I don't know how familiar you are with Josh Gad, but I loved him in The Wedding Ringer with Kevin Hart.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his fake operatic voice.
It was great. It was great.
also the guy that voiced Olaf, the snowman. I know a lot of people know Olaf. so,
Olaf.
Yeah, that's Josh Gad.
So,
Yeah, so him bringing in Josh and Keke Palmer, I think that'll help like kind of bridge, because I mean we're talking Spaceballs was 80s, right? The first one that came out.
I mean, I know I saw it
I saw it later.
much
I didn't see it
later.
when
I
it
mean,
first
I
came
was
out,
I was probably like, in my late teens before I watched Spaceballs.
90s at the latest, but I feel like that's an 80s movie.
And just taking that over is like Blazing Saddles.
Right.
I mean, Blazing Saddles is pure classicness.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Mel Brooks did his thing back in the day. So yeah, it's got to be an 80s movie. So for them to be dropping this, what are we saying, 40 years later?
right. And it's supposed to come out, I think, 2027. I think it says.
2027,
Yeah, 2
yeah.
years. So, because it's just starting up their process. So,
Yeah.
do we need a Blazing Saddles sequel?
Another I don't know if the world is ready for another Blazing Saddles.
That was
That was top tier controversy back in the day. So
I loved it.
I mean, I think the closest thing we had to that recently, and I say recently very loosely, was Django.
Right.
I feel like that was the closest thing to a Blazing Saddles we've had since.
Not as much of a comedy though.
No, less comedy, but still the shock value,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blazing Sandals. I mean,
Blazing Sandals?
Blazing Sandals.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Blazing Saddles. Yeah. Blazing
Yeah.
Saddles. Spaceballs. I mean, Mel Brooks had a run. I mean,
He did.
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh man.
Lo-
We're men, manly men. We're men
Dave
in
Chappelle.
tights. Right. Dave Chappelle in the dress.
White men can't jump. I mean, that was the main line from the trailer.
Right.
That was in the trailer. But yeah, that Men in Tights was freaking classic.
Right.
To this day, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and as Mel Brooks, reprises these roles, it always makes you wonder, but at the same time, you gotta recognize how old is Mel Brooks? He's in his like mid to late 90s.
Gotta be. He's old enough to be president.
Right. So, I'd vote for him at this point.
I'd vote for a toaster at this point.
But I mean, is somebody going to reprise or make sequels of some of these films, post Mel Brooks? And that's the thing. And then at that point, what does that look like? Does that keep the tradition? 'Cause
Right.
Mel Brooks has a certain style of how he does stuff.
Yeah.
So hard to replicate.
It is. It would be nice. I mean, maybe
they get AI to do it.
yeah, maybe now's the time to reprise all the 80s movies.
I mean, they've been remaking stuff forever. So let's. What 80 movies comes to mind right now that you would love to see a modern? And I'm talking strictly based on like special effects and obviously modern technology. How is there a movie that you can think of that, man, if this was out now, it would be so much better?
Off the top of my head, no, I can't.
See, I
think of anything.
I start thinking of like more like the sci-fi fantasy stuff, and I start thinking like Willow, like a modern Willow,
yeah, okay.
or like the Never-Ending Story,
Never-Ending Story. Yeah.
like things like that, like with modern technology, CG, just quality overall.
Yeah.
I feel like those could be remade into like juggernauts.
No, those would be good.
You could garnish a whole new fan base too.
A whole
Like
new, yeah, we got a whole new
generations.
generation of kids that don't know
So-
anything about these movies unless their parents put them on.
Right.
So yeah, and I mean, that's kind of why I was saying like it would be a good time to reprise those movies because we can bring in. Here we go, E.T. A new E.T. I think that would be interesting to see.
I'm torn on that because E.T. was so. That's one of those movies like the original Wizard of Oz because I know at some point they're going to redo that. They've
technically, yeah.
They've kind of left that one alone.
No, I mean they did Wicked.
No, but see that wasn't a remake. So you have to understand too that the Wizard of Oz there's like a bunch of different books and a bunch of different things.
Right.
But that Wizard of Oz movie was based off of one of the books, and no one's been able to touch that. I mean, Warner Bros. Owns that. So and they don't want to do
Does the Wiz count?
So
he's on down.
So that was an interpretation, I think. So, but yeah, I mean, but like E.T., I remember when they brought it to Blu-ray, they they released the original. Fortunately, they had the original on one disc.
Yeah.
But they did a new enhanced version where they did a CG version of E.T. and they made his face less oval. It was more round. Kind of changed up his look a little bit because of it. I didn't dig it. It
didn't hit the same.
You looked at it and you're like, oh, they're trying to make it look like E.T., but it wasn't E.T. So I didn't dig it. I preferred the animatronic old school OG E.T. So if they're gonna redo that one, they gotta stick to it. I mean, they gotta really nail that because that CG version that they did release was trash.
Yeah.
The movie wasn't trash. The movie was the same, but the look of E.T. was trash.
Right.
So
yeah. No,
but
it was a lot of crazy movies back then.
Yeah.
The Navigator, you remember that one?
The Navigator, Flight of the Navigator, right? Yeah.
Navigator.
I can see that.
I still got that one on DVD.
I can see that. I mean, there's plenty of them. I think they could be reprised with
all those. I'm trying to all those '80s kid movies. There was one that had like the little machines, Space Invaders or something.
You just said that. Do you remember Batteries Not Included?
Batteries Not. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah.
Batteries Not Included. Yeah,
you said little machines, and that one came to my mind.
Yeah.
The little UFO looking things.
Right.
Had the old lady that wouldn't move out the apartment, and she befriended that thug. So
Batteries Not Included. That would be a good one.
Didn't she like think that gangster dude was like her son or something? Right? She was like delusional.
It's been a minute since I've seen it.
Yeah.
I do remember that having fond memories of that movie in my childhood.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that could be one. So it's an interesting take, but yeah, kind of cool to see that they're gonna bring back Spaceballs, have some of those Rick Moranis and Mel Brooks being in the movie and whatnot, but then bringing in Keke Palmer and others to join the cast and build onto I guess whatever
the legacy of
So
yeah.
Hopefully it won't be too trash of a movie.
Hey, only time will tell. And I mean, even if it is, it can't be any worse than War of the Worlds.
So yeah, it's funny you bring that up too because 0% rating on.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that. I'm not saying it's the first time it's happened, but that's the first time I've heard about anybody getting a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
When I saw that circulating around on social media these last few days, I immediately added it to my queue. When something's that bad.
Yeah,
and we talked about Pluto Nash the other week because that was one of those where it went around and it was called trash, flop, whatever. Yeah. Whenever a movie is talked about that much of being that bad, I have to watch it.
I mean, I look at it as a gift and a curse because if you make a really good movie, it's gonna gain traction. People are gonna want to see it because it's a good movie.
Right.
I feel like it works in the same way. If you make a really bad movie, yeah, people want to see that one too.
Because you want to see how are they determining
why is it so bad?
Yeah. So,
but I also heard they shot that during pandemic, so that's kind of why it had the vibe that it did.
Okay.
It was a lot of like single person scenes and single person shots. Most of the movie, spoiler alert. Actually, I'm not gonna give too many spoilers away.
A 0% score. I don't think there's anything to spoil. I think you're golden, bro.
Nah, you gotta see the misery for yourself.
But
I don't want to ruin it for you.
I definitely added it. I have to watch. When something's that bad, I have to know why. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
But now it was a lot of single scene shots. Basically, just actor or actress in front of a camera, just acting by themselves.
Right.
Reacting to whatever the scene is. But Ice Cube, I mean, he made it. He finished the movie. So that was cool. But
get back to working on the next Friday movie.
Yeah. we need some of that, some Craig and Day Day. We need some Craig and Smokey. But it wasn't. I enjoyed it for what it was. I think if I had to pay for it, it would be a different story. But since I was able to just stream it on Prime, it was entertaining enough. Would I watch it again? Probably not. But it's definitely worth the watch, just so you can form your own opinion on it, how good or bad that it was. But yeah, definitely was not anything to write home about.
I feel that. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Like, I feel like he was trying to pull off a Will Smith I Am Legend kind of,
Right.
because he basically pulled that movie off by himself.
Right.
It was just him, and then we had a dog.
The dog.
It was,
And when the dog died.
yeah. But Ice Cube, it was him, it was his daughter.
See,
his
what is it
son.
with dogs dying? John Wick, I Am Legend. I mean,
Nah, that's how they bring you in.
don't
man.
kill the dog.
That's how they bring you in.
So
That's how they pull on the heartstrings. You get the animal involved. Keanu with the cat.
Keanu. I just want my cat. Yeah, hey, that's a
Hilarious.
That
Hilarious.
is a great
Key and
movie.
Peele did their thing with Keanu.
That is a great movie. I want a sequel.
Yeah, we need a Keanu sequel.
The kitten's now a cat.
Right.
Right. I want to.
The cat's now the drug dealer.
Right. And the calendar is complete.
Right.
So
That'll be it. But nah, I mean, I didn't hate it. I
Right.
didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I'm glad I watched it. I could have gone without watching it. It's not you're not missing anything if you don't watch it.
And that's the way I feel. I feel like I'm not missing anything.
But it's worth the watch.
I'm gonna watch it
It's definitely worth
because
the
I
watch.
gotta know. I got to know.
But I mean, seeing Ice Cube trying to pull off his drama chops, I think he's got to focus his efforts on something else, because a lot of it is just him reacting to what he's seeing on the computer screen.
Nice.
Oh, ooh, I'm like, man, like I feel like I could have did that movie.
I think you just did.
Sign me up. 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Crazy.
Yeah, but also it's ironic though because we were talking about Keke Palmer, who was also in The Pickup
Mm-hmm.
with Eva Longoria.
Mm-hmm.
Eva Longoria was in War of the Worlds also.
Interesting.
She did a good job, but again, it's just an actor acting by themselves. Hers was a little more believable of a role that she played, but Cube, he did his thing. I ain't mad at him. Keep working. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll hear that.
Yeah. But it's worth the watch. If you haven't watched it and you ain't got nothing better to do, watch War of Worlds.
If you're homesick and you got the saltine crackers and the 7-Up and the ginger ale and the Robitussin sitting by the bedside,
watch War of Worlds.
Yeah.
If you're tired of all these actors
all up in your movie.
all up in your movie, making you feel good, making you cry, watch War of Worlds.
Got it.
Yeah, man. And on the topic of War of the Worlds, they're coming out with a new Avatar, right? The Avatar Fire and Ash.
I guess.
He said, I guess.
I mean, I know they're coming out with one. I mean,
Not a fan, huh? Oh, shit. I feel like it's time for a hot take.
we hot taking it?
Let's hot take it.
We hot taking it then. It's time for another hot take brought to you by the handcrafted brews at Throttle House Coffee and Tea.
Order yours at throttlehouscoffee.com. That's throttle, H-A-U-S, coffee.com.
Shout out to Throttle House Coffee and Teas. Delicious teas and coffee. You got to go check them out.
Delicious coffees and teas.
So, since we on it, Avatar.
Yeah.
So, when the first Avatar came out, the hype, the CG technology for the time and all
Right.
that, I was super like, oh, this is going to be dope. And I went and I made sure to do the IMAX, the 3D, the whole nine, right?
Right.
And the visuals, I'll give it to it. It was impressive. It was impressive for what it was. I think that at the time when 3D was starting to regain some traction, they took it a different way because a lot of 3D movies were, what pokes out at you?
Right.
And they
Stuff
went
coming at you.
They
yeah.
went depth. And a lot of their scenes had a lot of depth to it. And they went
Right.
into the screen.
Right.
And that was impressive. The CG work was great. The movie, the story, I was just like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a tale as old as time. It's the same storyline,
it's
just
Pocahontas.
different characters.
It's
yeah.
Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
It's The Last Samurai.
Yeah.
I mean, the story's been told. Hey, the protagonist comes along, gets captured by the enemy. The enemy doesn't kill them, or instead shows them their ways and teaches them what they stand up for, and he starts to sympathize.
He
Next thing you
becomes an
know,
ally. And,
he fights his own people alongside them. So
yeah.
I mean that's Pocahontas. That's The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. That's Dances with Wolves. You know, it's Kevin Costner. It's been done, and that's 3 high profile examples.
Right.
There's been plenty others.
There's many more.
So with that said, no, like I think Avatar, even though it's the highest grossing film, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, when people talk about how it's the great dude, Avatar is like the greatest, it doesn't get me excited. I'm sorry. Like, and the second one that came out a couple years ago,
Yeah.
I didn't even have the same interest. I stopped caring. It took this long to come out. And
Yeah, it did take a long time because the first one came out in like 2009.
Right. And looking at the trailers, the CG is still impressive, but it doesn't look that much far off from what it was in the first one. So I'm sitting there like,
no, I think the second one it was more of like trying to introduce you to a new world. That's really the only difference that it was. But because the original story carries over to the second story. Pretty much, you know, Jake Sully is an enemy of the state now. And, you know, there's that vendetta. I can't remember the name of the original general who was fighting him, but, you know, now there's that personal vendetta, like Jake must die. So he just spends his whole time chasing them all over the world. So now they're at a water world, which we've seen Waterworld before. But now they're in a water world,
another Kevin Costner movie.
Right. Where, you know, they're trying to take him down in that. So now we're getting to the third area where it's fire and ash.
Are they going to do the Postman this time?
Right.
They did Dances with Wolves, Waterworld. Now they're going to do the
Now
Postman.
we do the Postman.
So what other Kevin Costner movies are going to Tin Cup?
Tin Cup.
They're going to be playing golf on. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't get excited for the Avatar movies just because of that. The first one, and I'm not going to sit there and say it was a letdown, but it kind of was.
It was, yeah.
Because, you know, I was excited to see this new premise. And it wasn't. It was new characters.
Right.
It was, you know, new technology, but it wasn't a new premise. It was the same old story. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like there's a lot of movies fall into that realm of the
100%.
premise has been done before. It's just the way of telling the story that's different.
100%. And
I mean, Star Wars and
Harry Potter, for 100%,
same thing,
100%.
But I appreciated it for what it was. I liked the graphics that they came out with originally when it was first done. Them trying to do it again in, I want to say it was 22.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago, so 2-3 years. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it was so akin to the first one, it wasn't as impressive.
So, me being not so impressed after seeing the first one, ignoring the second one, do you think I need to watch the second one and then eventually see the third one, or should I just
need to know? If you weren't that interested in the first one, then there's really no point. You just watching it to watch it.
Because it's the crazy thing is, you know me. I'm a movie buff. I own many physical copies.
Yeah.
I think my physical library is somewhere in the 9,000 to 10,000 range. I love movies.
Yeah.
But there's just certain ones that, and not to extend the hot take, but the Twilight series, I could care less. I don't need to see vampires running around with glitter on their face. I'm sorry. Don't care.
So that means you're Team Edward then?
Don't need to see werewolves with glitter on their face, on their fur either. Like, so no, I'm a hard pass. Never seen any of them. Just never interested. Just didn't care.
Yeah, that Twilight era was a crazy, crazy epidemic, man. It was like Team Edward and Team Jacob everywhere. But now for this one, I mean, I'm down to go see it. I'm invested at this point. You know, I've seen the first two, and there was some good action in the second one.
I will consider streaming the second one as the third one approaches. But it's going to be something where it's like, if there's just nothing else of my interest to watch,
yeah,
it's going to have to be one of those moments. And I might even go to World of Worlds
and then watch that one
before I go to Avatar 2. So, but
I'm down to watch the third one, Fire and Ash. That's the next one that's coming up. So, but I'm not expecting much out of it. I'm expecting they're going to take us to a new area. You know, the same way that they did with the last one. We went from the forests and the jungles, and they traveled, you know, days and days and days to get to this area that's surrounded by water.
They stole from Lord of the Rings then too. All right, got you. All right.
So now we're in an area that's just surrounded by water, and then now we're going to go from this water land to a fire land. So I'm imagining a lot of volcanoes. I'm imagining lava. We're probably going to meet a whole new species, and maybe species isn't the right word. community of people that live in this lava land, and they're going to have to learn their ways, you know, the same way they did in the water. I feel like it's going to be the same thing, but I don't know who the enemy is going to be for this one. Is the people from Earth or the Americans or the humans going to still come in and try to take them over? That I have yet to see.
We'll see if they can get Gandalf to help. That is our hot take brought to you by Throttle House Coffee and Teas. Order yours at throttleHouseCoffee.com. House spelled Haus. Yeah, man. Well, I think it's almost that time, man. What you thinking?
Yeah, I think we've reached that.
I'm looking at the old Rolly.
Roly, yoly, yoly.
Yeah. Till next week, go ahead, like, subscribe, pound that buttons,
Comment, share.
and let us know if you got any ideas or what topics you want us to talk about. We've been getting hit up with a few topics, so we've been trying to bring those to the show as much as we can if that's something that's notable. So yeah, definitely reach out with any feedback, and we'll see you on the next one.
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
Can You Reach That? Brought to you by Double One Entertainment in Coopersville. Hosted by Tango and Coop. And created and edited by Tim Greenlee and Brandon Adolphus. Music, sound design, and editing by Michael B. That's me. Visual art and graphic design by Jonathan Greenlee. Additional visual design by Timothy Greenlee.
Can you reach that?